A man is set to spend the rest of his life behind bars for a deadly anti-Semitic attack on a group of people in Boulder last summer.
I can't think of another case where a defendant set people on fire to try to kill them.
Tonight, victims are describing the terror they encountered that day.
And I think every Smoky Hill neighbor that backs to Smoky Hill has had enough.
People in one neighborhood in Centennial are fed up with what they describe as a dangerous intersection. Tonight, their push for safety changes. Plus, a historic spring snowstorm is slowly becoming a thing of the past. Much warmer temperatures are moving in as we inch closer to the weekend.
I will never forget the immense heat from the flames of the Molotov cocktail on my back. When I'm alone and close my eyes, I can vividly see Karen's body in flames as I bend over, fruitlessly trying to stamp them out.
Horrific memories shared today from the victims of last summer's anti-Semitic terror attack. Mohammed Solomon agreed to plead guilty today to dozens of counts and was sentenced to life in prison after hurling Molotov cocktails at a group of people bringing awareness to the hostages in Israel. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kim Christensen.
And I'm Phil Lipoff. The attack on Pearl Street killed one woman in her 80s and injured more than a dozen others. 9 News reporter Evan Krugel was in court today for us. And Evan, it was an understatement to say it was an emotional day in court.
Yeah, absolutely. An incredibly emotional day in court. That courtroom was filled with victims who were on the Pearl Street Mall when that attack happened. And today, many had the chance to speak, standing just feet away from the man who attacked them. Mohammed Solomon appeared in a striped orange suit alongside his attorneys and a pair of Arabic translators as a judge read through each sentence against him. Solomon pled guilty to every single one as victims asked the judge for the maximum sentence while recounting that horrific day. Many spoke of their vivid memories of watching Molotov cocktails explode around them.
It was difficult watching people of our group literally being burned alive. I remember seeing the medics wheel away a person severely burned, and that memory will never leave my mind.
Solomon also spoke today. Initially, he offered an apology to the families before returning to some hateful rhetoric toward the end. He did ask for the maximum sentence to be given to him, and in the end, that's exactly what the judge did, sentencing him to life in prison plus roughly 2,000 additional years. I asked District Attorney Michael Dougherty, as well as one of the victims, Rahel Halpern, how they felt about that apology they got today. Here's what they said.
They are unworthy of a comment from me.
When his statement started, I thought we were actually going to hear contrition. Instead, from my perspective, we heard exactly why we're here today. Because he still somehow in his brain thinks that his view, his hate, gives him some reason to carry this out. Well, he's going to have the rest of his life sitting in prison to think about that.
Solomon is also facing separate federal charges for this case. Those charges could come with the death penalty. In court today, he asked for that sentence when it comes to those federal charges, saying that would be the only way to bring justice to the woman he killed, Karen Diamond. Reporting live outside the Boulder County Courthouse, Evan Krugel, 9 News.
What a difference a full day can make in Colorado. Yesterday, we were dealing with a historic spring storm that brought more than a few inches of snow, depending on where you live in the metro area. And now it's the great melt that's going on. In a few days, it's going to feel like the snow never happened, and you're going to wish you're by a pool.
Chief Meteorologist Kathy Saban is here now. Kathy, it's going from snow to near 80-degree temperatures. That's pool weather, and It'd be nice if moms got that on Sunday. I know they're not getting totally 80s on Sunday, but still warm.
But very nice. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. No snow. Don't even think we're going to have any rain. It really looks like a beautiful weekend forecast for outdoor activities and maybe brunch on the patio. Today, we had lots of sunshine and light winds and a lot of snow melt, as you can see. After anywhere from 6 to 12 inches of snow from that storm that brought 1 to 2 feet to some of the mountain locations. Temperatures today above average by about 30 degrees in the 60s and 70s. So as you can imagine, the snow is melting rapidly. We're so much warmer than we were at this point yesterday. As a matter of fact, 33 degrees warmer than we were 24 hours ago. So it's been quite weather whiplash over the last week or so. Now we're watching the wind coming in out of the west and northwest. It's a downsloping wind that's also going to aid in the melting, but may also produce a brief shower for some areas. Not a great chance. It's been kind of going back and forth between a 20 and 30% chance later tonight. There's just a little moisture embedded within this northwest flow, so not an entirely quiet evening, but a welcome sprinkle or maybe a snowflake up around Winter Park, a little impact, and we're going to have another beautiful day tomorrow for anything that you might want to do or get done on a wonderful Friday in May. Temperatures in the 60s now will drop 10 degrees by 10 o'clock, and it's possible again to see a brief shower or sprinkle yet tonight. Coming up, we have a warm weather trend that will last right through the Mother's Day holiday, and then we're going to switch over to summer-like weather next week. Your extended forecast is coming up.
Kathy, thank you. Only time will tell if the snowstorm we saw yesterday will make a difference in the state's drought. The storm produced more than a foot of snow in the high country and as many as 11 inches in spots around the metro area. This is the latest look at the U.S. Drought Monitor. It still shows most of the state in the red under extreme severe drought. However, it appears the snowstorm helped parts of southern Colorado get out of drought status and into abnormally dry category. So a little progress.
The Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office is investigating after a woman died in a T-bone crash last week in Centennial. It happened at Smoky Hill Road and Telluride.
That stretch has seen dozens of crashes over the past years, and now neighbors want change. 9 News reporter Rachel Krause with the story.
Neighbors living along Smoky Hill Road in Centennial have gotten used to the constant sound of cars. The traffic, a soundtrack to their lives. But they say this busy stretch of road is more than loud, it's dangerous. For 11 years,
It's not fun. I don't like it.
Grant Renner
at all.
and his family have lived along Smoky Hill Road.
When you see anybody crossing this street, I get anxiety. My heart rate races. My watch goes off saying, hey, your heart rate's going a little too high.
Fear that built up from seeing so many crashes by his backyard.
It was a boom that, not a car accident boom. It wasn't two cars colliding. It was something different. I went, grabbed my shoes, ran out here, and I saw the lady, car parts everywhere. Saw the lady laying on the ground.
That was last October. 2 women were crossing Smoky Hill Road when a driver hit them.
Nobody was stopping. Nobody was slowing down. Nothing.
Both women died.
It was extremely hard to see.
According to the Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office, that stretch of Smoky Hill Road between Tower Road and Buckley has seen 30 crashes in the past 5 years. Some of those crashes were deadly, including the 2 women in the crash Renner saw last year. A motorcyclist killed in 2024 and a woman killed in a T-bone crash just last week.
Not even 24 hours later, we're going to my son's school performance and another 3-car accident head on in the same intersection.
Renner says the problem feels clear.
Speed. Speed 100%.
The solution even clearer.
Slow down.
Renner says something has to change before someone else gets hurt.
I think it's time, and I think every Smoky Hill neighbor that backs to Smoky Hill has had enough.
In Centennial, Rachel Krause, 9 News.
Rachel, thank you. The Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office says there is no one reason behind all of these crashes, but speed has remained a factor. Sheriff's Office says it is working with the city of Centennial to find solutions to improve safety on Smoky Hill Road.
Today marks 7 years since 18-year-old Kendrick Castillo was killed in a heroic act to save his classmates during a shooting at STEM school Highlands Ranch. In 2019, one of the 2 shooters pointed a gun at other students. That is when Castillo lunged at him. He was hit and died from his injuries. All of his classmates survived. In the years since his killing, several tributes have been set up in his honor, and that includes renaming Lucent Boulevard to Kendrick Castillo Way and a memorial at Civic Green Park in Highlands Ranch. That was funded by 9 News viewers through Next's Word of Thanks micro-giving campaign. There's even been a push for sainthood for Kendrick from one parish in Colorado Springs.
The Office for Governor Polis suggests he may veto a bill meant to exempt sales tax from credit card swipe fees. Colorado lawmakers passed legislation this week that would ban credit card companies from charging fees on the sales tax portion of the credit and debit transactions. Bill supporters say the swipe fees are the third highest cost for restaurants, just behind labor and food costs. But credit unions, banks, and airlines argue the bill would force small businesses to update their point-of-sale systems, ultimately costing them more. Governor Polis's office told us he will review the final bill while, quote, considering the impact of national regulations.
New data from the state labor department shows Colorado added 1,400 jobs in March. The report shows steady job growth in March. Meantime, the state unemployment rate stayed just under 4%. That's lower than the U.S. employment rate of 4.3% in March. Overall, Colorado saw 6 industry gain jobs, while 5 lost jobs. Education and health services saw the largest increases with 2,200 jobs added. Even though it's early in the year, the state is on track to lose about 300 jobs total on the year.